Hello, welcome back. This is a 30-ounce straight from the Glitter Ranch, and I am doing a full vinyl wrap. Now, this was for a swap sister that I was doing in the Jessica Flynn's exclusive group. So I was really excited when she said that her colors were purple and blues and pinks, and I was like, and leopard. I said, oh my gosh, I have the perfect vinyl. And this vinyl is from the 95 vinyl. And so I wanted to do a straight so that I could do the full wrap and I wouldn't have any issues with tapered or anything like that. So I was trying to get it to where it was in the very middle, like that middle tie-dye part of the design was in the middle of the cup. So I knew I was going to be using the entire piece because it was such a big cup. So it didn't matter if I was going to be cutting off a little bit of the top and bottom because I wasn't really going to be saving any of this. So I just opened up a little tiny piece on the back side, and I kept the transfer tape up in the backing, not transfer tape, but the backing of this print on there for as long as I could because it helps just kind of keep it in line. And then I just used my fingers and just kind of pushed it. I just made sure that it was like really straight right at there at the very beginning. And then I just used my hands to kind of push the backing and push it on there. And it got pretty straight. This vinyl is really, it's really kind of thin. So it actually makes it a lot easier to wrap it around. I have had really good success with these prints from this company. I'm very, very happy that I've ordered from them. And I will put the link down below so you can check them out as well. And here I was using a piece of painter's tape to kind of put on the edge so that I could cut in a straight line just to kind of, because there was like so much going on with the pattern. So I kind of just needed to know where I needed to cut. So I just kind of pushed it down and just used that as my guide. And I decided to use Riata in the fine and the ultra fine to do on the top and the bottom. So I was just kind of making sure that those colors, I thought that the colors would match, but I was just kind of putting them on there like, yeah, no, this, because it's a color shift. So it has these, really awesome colors that it shifts into, kind of a pinky purple and teal kind of colors. And so it worked out absolutely perfect for this design. So you see there, I'm just trimming the top and bottom, and I don't really care if it's straight or not because I'm going to be painting this and putting glitter on there. So I just need it to be off of there, but not too far down, but it didn't really matter for it to be straight or not. So I decided to kind of, liven this vinyl up even more than it already is. So I cut out these spots that I have that I've used on several different leopard cups that I do, and I just cut them out in this like purple or blue. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's the blue one from Cricut, and it's just like this holographic iridescent, I think is what it is. But I just cut them out, and what I was trying to do there is decide like what spot kind of matched with what spot, kind of thing. So they were a little bit bigger, the spots on the vinyl, so I decided to cut them a little bit bigger as well to kind of go with the size of each spot. And what I did was I just put them all over. Now I was trying to keep the center part of that tie-dye design. I was trying to keep that kind of open and clean because that's where I was going to put the name. So whatever you're deciding to do with something like this, just kind of be aware with the plan, make a plan for where you're going to lay everything out. So these are the glitters that I'm using. This is Riata from the Glitter Ranch. That's the fine and the ultra fine. I'm using Christy Taylor's Pantheon paint in that purple color there. I thought would match the vinyl and the glitter. So I just painted the bottom and around the bottom part right there where I cut the vinyl. I just kind of painted that, and then I let it dry, and then I painted it again. I did a second coat on that, and then I taped off the top part and painted the top rim. And I also did a second coat on that top rim as well as the bottom. So I just kind of made sure that the paint was nice and thick and you couldn't really see any of that silver underneath. Now here I started with very minimal amount of epoxy, and I just treated it as if I was going to glitter the cup. I just put a very, very thin amount on there. And then I took the Riata fine and poured it onto the parchment paper, and I just took my bottom and put it in there. Now, the reason I did that was I didn't want the chunky to be on the bottom because I didn't want it to have a really chunky bottom. I didn't want to have to deal with trying to even out the chunky on the bottom. So I just did the thin layer on that, and then I took the chunky around the edge and did it that way. And once I got the edge kind of covered, I just took it and kind of tilted the cup and shook it a little bit just to get a little bit kind of trailing down the bottom of the cup there, but not too far. I didn't want it to go too far into the design, but I just wanted it kind of, there. So I just killed a gnat, y'all. That gnat had been flying around my cups that I had spinning all day, and I was so mad. And I finally caught it, and I was like, because I knew it was just going to end up in a cup. I knew it was going to end up in a cup. Anyways, I digress. But that's what you saw there. I don't know why they find epoxy. Anyways, so I did this around the edge, and I trickled it down, again, tilted the cup and kind of made it kind of trickle down a little bit. And I didn't mind if too much got down into the design. I just kind of wanted to control it as much as I could in the beginning. So I took a gloved hand and patted down as much as I could around the edge and the bottom there. And I would definitely suggest doing it with a gloved hand. You don't want to be, touching the epoxy and all that. So and because there was a lot of glitter and epoxy and that kind of thing, so I just took the gloved hand. I couldn't really roll it in the parchment because I had epoxy kind of all the way up and down the cup, so I didn't want to get glitter just everywhere, so that's why I had to use the glove. So here it is spinning for the first time, and I did add snow caps in there to give it a little bit more sparkle because she said she really liked sparkle, so add more sparkle by doing that. So that is our first layer. I put one more layer after that, and then after that I put her name on there with an offset. And I did that with the same iridescent blue color on top of a purpley sparkle vinyl that I had. And I put some more snow caps in there to add even more sparkle. So there she is, so beautiful. It's so much fun. This was so much fun. It was so easy just to do that full vinyl wrap, and then just adding those little iridescent spots on top of that. It just turned out so cool, and she just absolutely loved it, and I was super jealous too. I was very jealous that she got it. I'm gonna have to order some more of this vinyl, and I will have to make one for myself. But anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Join my group, and I'll see you next time.